Hey radio family, we've got a new way to win. Ace TJ Prime Rewards. Win great stuff like gift cards, Ace and TJ merch, concert tickets, and exclusive money can't buy experiences. Win it all with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. It's so easy. Download the Ace and TJ family app in your app store or at acetj.com/app and start winning with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. New winners every week. Fun and free. Get the app and play Ace TJ Prime Rewards. We always knew you were a winner. Now it's your chance to prove it. Get the app today.
There is never a bad time for some good friends.
Dude, I'm in the bathroom. Get out of here.
This is the Ace and Friends radio show.
Not off to a great start. I couldn't hear anything, so it's like something's wrong. We have a technical problem. My headphones were unplugged.
Help me.
My earbuds had come unplugged, y'all. I'm sorry.
Help me, Tom Cruise. Help me, Donald Trump. You ever seen that video? The guy gets pulled over by the cops and he starts praying. Help me, God. Help me, Donald Trump.
No, I've never seen that.
The guy's having a meltdown.
I thought that was like Will Ferrell in Talladega Nights.
It sounded that way, but I don't.
Tom Cruise.
He was not joking.
I've stood on that very spot right there, y'all. I've stood on that very spot where that was filmed, where Will Ferrell ran around in his underwear right there.
I'll be damned.
And the man said, that right there is where Will Ferrell stood in his underwear. And I said, damn, I got to get out there and we'll stand in that very spot right there.
I've driven on that track.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Have you really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I wasn't supposed to, but I did.
At the North Wilkesboro?
No.
Rockingham?
Oh, is that Rockingham? I thought it was at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
No. Well, some of it was at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That particular part was at Rockingham.
Of course you wouldn't get it, Riggins.
No, I drove on the real one.
Yeah.
Under Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Well, Rockingham's the real. Rockingham's like the real.
He was going 200 in his Camry.
Yeah.
I was taking it slow, but man, that is scary.
Have you driven at Charlotte Motor Speedway?
Yeah.
For what?
I was there for the Christmas lights.
Oh,
and they block off the actual incline, the whatever they call that, going up towards the stands.
Yeah.
And they had it blocked off, but I drove up through the blockade and just to see what it was like. It was terrifying.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the way he said that. For what? It was interrogative and also a little jealous.
I didn't mean for it to be interrogative. Well, I've actually done a couple of times done the school out there. I've done 158 going around that thing. I'm pretty proud of that.
I did about 8.
Yeah. Small proud moment in my life. One of the ones that I did, one of the driving schools that I did, it might have been the Dale Jarrett driving school, but we did a couple of them. And when you drive, they have these cones set up, and you do a couple of practice laps. And the guy's like, okay, and he's seated next to you. I'm driving. He's in the passenger seat, and you have to hit your marks with the cones. And they you do a couple laps at half speed, whatever. And then he says, when we pull around here, as we go, if I tap your leg, that means you're good to run.
Sure.
And I was like, okay. And we did one practice lap, but as I came out of turn 4, he just reached over and tapped my leg, and I was like, oh, here we go. And just foot to the floor.
Sure.
Made the corner, and I was like, whoo, that was so much fun. So much fun.
Unless you've ever been on it, you don't realize how steep it is.
It's very steep.
I mean, it's like crazy, crazy, crazy steep.
Yeah. And it will push you down into your seat. The centrifugal force is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So we don't have to say, look, I'll tell you what, you've got me onto something now that I've got to tell you this story from when I was a kid. Not when I was a kid, when my daughter was a kid, before my son was even born, my second son. And it's pretty wild, involving that very thing and my dad driving at the Speedway.
Okay.
Hang on a second, you'll love this story.
This is Ace and Friends.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Ace and Friends.
So a moment ago, Riggins was talking about how he has driven on the track at Charlotte Motor Speedway at a very slow rate of speed during their massive Christmas light display that they do every year. And we were talking about driving around the track. I've done the driving school a couple of times, but they also do a thing every year after Thanksgiving at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And if you spend, I think it's $75, you get to make 3 laps around the track. And they limit your rate of speed because there's a car that guides you through. Yeah. So one year, my dad, I grew up going to racetracks with my dad. We had race cars my whole life. They were drag race cars. I was doing a lot of drag racing as a kid. It was how I spent most of my weekends. It was awesome. But I took my dad a couple of times to Charlotte Motor Speedway, and one year they were here for Thanksgiving. And I said, the Friday after, we're going to go do this. You can just flat out pay them because it goes to charity, or you can buy enough stuff that you get to go make laps. We bought enough stuff and then just flat out paid them for a couple of more. So I, at the time, had a Toyota. I think I had a Toyota. I said an Escalade. What is it called? Bigger than a 4Runner.
The Sequoia.
Sequoia. Thank you. I forgot what I had. And we pull up, and my dad says he's in the passenger seat. Behind me is my now ex-wife and my stepmom, and in the very back, my 2-year-old daughter, Peyton. She was 2 at the time. And I said, hey, you drive. He said, are you serious? I said, yeah, you drive, man. Fun. You got to drive. And so you end up going about, you really need to go about, I think it's 70, 75 in the corners for the car to stick enough for you to really make the turn.
Yeah.
But it throws you the first time you do it. And the slower you do it, the weirder it is.
Yeah.
I know that sounds weird. If you go fast through the corner, it's okay. We pull out of there, and as we come down the back stretch, we go around, he's getting used to it, and he starts to slow down and fade back. And I said, I know what you're doing. He goes, I know. So he lays back and goes to the back of the pack and then guns it and runs high and runs right along the wall. And at this point, he goes through the corners and he's like, put it right against the wall, bud. And
Woo!
Well, remember, there are other people in the car.
Sure.
Including my 2-year-old daughter at the time.
Yeah.
And my ex-wife and my stepmom were not having it. And I'm laughing. We're not going more than 70, but we're not going faster than you on the interstate. He just slowed down and then ran up to have a nice run into it.
Sure.
And it's pandemonium in the car at this point.
Not happy.
And he's not laying out of it. Like, be mad, Marianne. That's his wife. Like, you just be mad.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Yeah. Well, twice in a lifetime, because once it was over, we pulled up and they all got out of the car and got the baby out of the car, and then we could still go again. So we went again.
Yeah, that's amazing.
One of my favorite memories. He was like, I know you're pissed, but I'm sorry. His famous saying, we're just going to run her till she pukes.
That's it.
True story, Rob. Or were you going at the saying, run her till she pukes?
The saying.
One of his favorites. Yeah.
Coming up on Ace and Friends.
Okay, you got married, but something happened during the wedding that messes up the honeymoon for one of you. It's kind of a what would you do in this scenario? And I'm sure there's a good answer coming up next.
This is Ace and Friends.
We're here with our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies, and you know, Richard, people have credit card bills, and they need to use that equity, don't they?
That's right. Use the equity in your home, restructure your debt, save yourself a bunch of money, and it's easy. We've got the instant equity. It's simple. They make you an offer. You can close in 4 days, get your money that quick. Ace, you've done it.
Yeah, I've done it. It'll change your life in virtually no time. Starts with a free 5-minute phone call, 704-800-4719, or online at homewithrichard.com. The Richard Toccato Company.
Richard Toccato Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
Ace and Friends.
There may not be a correct answer to this scenario, but take a moment to put yourself in this situation when it comes to your wedding. This comes from Reddit. I saw this and thought we have to discuss this situation because a guy points out, and like a long story short, he and his wife got married after her younger sister got married. All right, so the younger sister gets married, and turns out they believe they got pregnant on the honeymoon or immediately after, because she was pregnant when this guy, and they didn't use any names, when this guy and his wife got married. The day before their wedding, the younger sister goes into early labor and ends up in the hospital.
Okay.
Misses their wedding because she gives birth like early in the morning before the wedding kind of thing.
Sure.
And the baby's okay, but it's still weeks early. And so they had to stay, and the baby had to be kept in the hospital and so forth. And he adds, we were supposed to leave for our honeymoon 2 days after our wedding. But Tanya is the wife. Tanya said she just couldn't leave. She isn't a doctor or a nurse. Marie is the sister. Marie has a dad, a stepmom, a husband, a mother, and a father-in-law. I don't understand why she had to go. The bride told her new husband, I can't leave her. She's my little sister. I practically raised her. I can't leave her now. She'll be in the hospital for a couple days. Then she's going home. I have to be there for her.
Yeah.
So the husband said, okay, that's your choice. My choice, I'm going to Mexico. And he did.
Yikes. Yikes.
Right play, wrong play?
You know what?
I mean,
Yeah, that's fine.
what's he supposed to do in that scenario? You blow off the honeymoon? You just lose your honeymoon you've already paid for? Thousands of dollars wasted?
Yeah, I
She
think
has
so.
all these other people, and it's their honeymoon as husband and wife. Is he wrong? Well, I think he's wrong, because who wants to go on a honeymoon by yourself? I mean, that's
Yeah,
no fun.
with your parents? I don't
That's
know.
no fun.
Or maybe, yeah, just by himself, yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. And that's not going to go over well. And I bet you that comes up a lot.
Yeah, apparently the wife is now furious.
Yeah, sure.
But I get his point too. You're my wife. This was our honeymoon. There's 6, 8 people back there to help her.
You would do that too?
No, I would be. No.
Really?
She's okay. The sister's not in any danger. The baby's not in any danger. She needs help at home, but there are like 6 people. What about us? This is our time. We paid for this honeymoon. This is supposed to be a special time for us. She's not in any danger. Baby's not in any danger. She has lots of people there to help. I'm sure she would. If I were the sister, I would be mortified that she would stay behind and miss her honeymoon. I'd be like, no, you've got to go on your honeymoon. I have plenty of people here to take care of.
Yeah. But you wouldn't go by yourself.
I wouldn't go by myself just because if
Yeah.
I went by myself, I wouldn't enjoy it. I think that'd
Yeah.
be terrible.
Yeah, and then you got to hear about it the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, that's not you're not gonna,
That doesn't go away.
Yeah, well, that one time you went on our honeymoon and she's bringing it up in front of friends any chance she gets.
Yeah, I didn't. He's like, I didn't do anything. Oh, well, you did go on a honeymoon by yourself, didn't you?
Yeah. That's bad.
I just think it's boring.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everything's set up for a luxurious honeymoon.
Yeah.
Not like you planned a trip by yourself to do some cool stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you're on a honeymoon. It's supposed to be for a couple.
Nothing more depressing than sitting in a heart-shaped jacuzzi by yourself.
Just drinking bottle after bottle of champagne you've already paid for it.
This is Ace and Friends.
Our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies is here, and we're talking about home improvement. That doesn't just mean, like, my wife thinks our home would improve if I left it. That's not what that means, is it?
Yeah, for Jody, that would probably help her out. But for everybody else, we need a sun deck or they want a backyard kitchen. It's an easy phone call to 704-800-4719 or log on to homewithrichard.com.
Now, you've got the money in your home. Let Richard find it. HomeWithRichard.com. It's the Richard Toccato Companies.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
The Johnson Group has been cleaning some of Charlotte's most prestigious businesses since 1985. Family owned and operated. Learn more at acetj.com/clean. It's first class cleaning with the Johnson Group.
Yes, it's the news, but this time, it's all good. This is the good news with Ace and Friends.
Another great example of what social media is all for, what it should be for, when it's at its very best. An elementary school in Mississippi wanted to keep handing out free meals to kids this summer. They have a program called Backpack Buddies. So if families have a difficult time, financially with groceries and everything, they make sure the kids get meals through the school. But they did not have enough food until an influencer named Matthew Bounds stepped in to help. He posts recipes on TikTok and he has an account called Your Barefoot Neighbor. 1.4 million followers. So he posted something about Backpack Buddies and food donations began to flood in. They created an Amazon wish list for food. Within 15 minutes, everything was purchased that the school needed for the entire summer.
Wow.
That's spectacular. It took them all that. It took them 15 minutes to get the program essentially funded, so to speak, for the entire summer.
That's awesome.
And I love this. Talk about right place, wrong time for this person. A family of Taekwondo teachers near Houston saved a woman from being assaulted on Tuesday. They heard a guy attacking this woman in the business next door to their studio. There were 4 of them. All 4 of them are at least 4th degree black belts. And they ran next door. And they didn't just apprehend the guy. They beat the crap out of him and then held him down. After they beat him up, Dad held him down for 10 minutes until the police got there to arrest the guy.
You messed up.
You're a dirtbag for trying to do that to begin with. And where you do it is right next door to a bunch of a family of Taekwondoists.
Yeah, Taekwondo.
Is that the word?
Taekwondo. I think so. I don't know, but I think so.
It's a bad spot for him either way.
We came here to have a good time. This is Ace and Friends.
We're here with our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies. And, you know, Richard, people have credit card bills, and they need to use that equity, don't they?
That's right. Use the equity in your home, restructure your debt, save yourself a bunch of money, and it's easy. We've got the instant equity. It's simple. They make you an offer. You can close in 4 days, get your money that quick. Ace, you've done it.
Yeah, I've done it. It'll change your life in virtually no time. Starts with a free 5-minute phone call, 704-800-4719, or online at homewithrichard.com. The Richard Toccato Company.
Richard Toccato Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
Currents is Lake Norman's #1 lifestyle magazine. Every month, Currents brings you the latest news on what's happening in the Lake Norman area. They've been serving the Lake Norman community for over 13 years. See the latest issue of Currents now at lncurrents.com.
It's been a debate here for years.
Does great furniture look good?
Or does it feel good?
Does it fit the style of the room good?
Or does it sit good?
Well, after years of debate
And years of research.
we've decided great furniture
Is good fitting?
and good sitting.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and get an Adirondack chair for just $279. In stock and ready to rock only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
This is Ace and Friends.
Let me give you a warning as we get started today. You are about to fall in love. You're going to fall in love. Not with a man, not with a woman, with a kid. This is a TikTok posted by a dad, and he's talking to his son who has just delivered him some very saddening news.
When Dad was frustrated, what did I do?
You crushed my spirit.
I what?
You crushed my spirit.
I crushed your spirit. I'm sorry. Will you forgive me?
Yeah.
I love you.
Thank you.
Gosh, that'll break you a little bit.
You crushed my spirit. The kid looks like he's 3, 4, something like that.
Where did you learn that? You crushed
4 or
my
5.
spirit?
You crushed my spirit.
Oh, see, my dad's not a big softy, so he'd been like, "What?
Yeah.
Shut up." But I would not. I'm not going to handle that stuff well.
When my oldest 2 kids, my daughter was in the 2nd grade. One night, she got very upset at her little brother, who was 5 years younger. And she said, "Yo, I hate you." And I was like, we had to pull her aside. Hey, that's not something we say. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And I promised. I said I wouldn't, I won't tell that on the radio. She wanted me to, please don't tell anybody on the radio that I said that. And I said, okay, I won't. And then the next day, I forgot I had made that promise. And I shared that story on the radio. And my ex-wife texted me at the time, and she said, she wasn't my ex-wife then, but she texted me and she said, Peyton heard that, and she was just looking out the window, and a tear streamed down her face. And a few minutes later, I got a email from her 2nd grade teacher, very, very wonderful lady, who said that Peyton came into class today and she was upset. And I asked her why she was upset, and she said, because my daddy promised me he would not tell that story about me on the radio, and he did. And she climbed up in my lap and put her arms around my neck, and she cried.
Yikes. Yikes.
That's crushing their spirit.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
We got over it. I had to go home and say, like, hey, Daddy made a mistake. Sometimes dads screw up, and that was my fault, and I owe you an apology. I'm very sorry. That will not happen again. did.
2 weeks later.
I was just short on material with it. No,
Yeah.
I was like, it was the worst. It was the worst. Just the worst of everything.
Yeah.
Days, nights.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the absolute worst.
This is Ace and Friends.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're again going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
Create an unforgettable experience with the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com. Weddings, banquets, shows, expos, they do it all at the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com.
Ace and Friends.
So we've learned something interesting about our very own Riggins. You were watching Hot Ones, the YouTube show with Heidi Klum.
Yeah.
And they eat progressively hotter hot wings while answering questions. And apparently she's wearing a denim jacket with no shirt underneath, just like a red bra or a bustier or something. And when it gets super hot and burning her mouth, she pulls the jacket off and kind of shimmies out of it, and it's just sitting there in her tiny, sexy red top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so hot.
And Riggins has found that that's girls eating wings.
I've always loved.
He finds to be very sexy for
I've
whatever
always loved
reason.
it. Yeah.
So we post this. What's the unusual behavior that you find attractive? There are some weird ones here.
Yeah.
Okay, backwards hat. That was number one.
Yeah.
Women seem to love a guy in a backwards hat. Eric said girls with braces on their teeth.
Braces?
Yeah. Adult women with braces. He finds to be very sexy.
All right.
Lucy said changing gears while driving, which you don't see a lot of anymore. Get to drive a Standard. I loved driving a Standard when I had it. It was so much fun. Or it says smoking cigars. Not cigarettes, gross. Cigars, sexy.
Okay.
Crystal's very specific about her hat backwards, though. Hat backwards on a four-wheeler.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh my God! When he's on them 4 wheels.
Yeah. Tiffany said, for some reason, I find my husband attractive pumping gas.
What's that about?
When I walk out of the store and he's pumping gas, I just admire him all the way to the car.
Maybe her love language is service, acts of service.
I don't know. That is odd.
Hey, baby, I'm gonna pump your gas real quick.
Yeah. Beverly said veins in my husband's forearm. Weird, but very sexy.
I've heard that before.
Yeah. Alicia said when my husband cuts the grass, I could sit there with my cup of coffee and just watch as he gets all sweaty.
Oh,
Fire
yeah.
emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji. Ashley said explaining stuff to me like I just don't know. Not like like I just don't know it, not like I'm stupid.
Okay.
So when she doesn't know and he takes the time to explain something, but he doesn't do it in a way that makes her feel dumb, she said that's very sexy.
So he's not mansplaining.
Exactly.
Right, he's not mansplaining at all. Sarah said odd thing she finds sexy, watching my man get dressed.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And Kathy said, my man likes to joke and cut up. I can see the look on his face when he's about to say or do something. It's like this cutest little boy look that says, ooh.
Really?
Okay.
Little boy look.
It's like you're saying, oh.
Yeah, like,
Oh my God.
I'm about to do something. And then I would tell you what some guys posted, but they're all dirty.
Are they bad?
Well, they're all
terrible.
about a certain girl who's become super famous on social media for a sound that's human.
Got it.
Got it. Yeah.
Got it.
One after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. We can really, I know it's wrong, but we really, on the radio, we really can't explain any more than that right here.
I will agree with it.
This is Ace and Friends.
Our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies is here, and we're talking about home improvement. That doesn't just mean like my wife thinks our home would improve if I left it. That's not what that means, is it?
Yeah, for Jody, that would probably help her out. But for everybody else, we need a sun deck or they want a backyard kitchen. It's an easy phone call to 704-800-4719 or log on to homewithrichard.com.
Now, you've got the money in your home. Let Richard find it. Homewithrichard.com. It's the Richard Toccato Companies.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
This is Ace and Friends.
I'm going to have a very difficult time explaining this because I can't really tell you what, because we're on the radio. Your kids may be in the car. But I have a question about how social media works. There is a girl who has gone viral beyond viral. She's everywhere. There are t-shirts, there are hats, there are all these things now about her. And she's gone viral for an answer she gave about how you make a man yours, you know. And she's Southern, blonde, very cute. She's clearly had a couple of drinks and she's joking around, but she says something and makes a sound that, and a lot of people right now instantly know what I'm talking about. I'm just not going to make the sound because that's the only way. Can you think of any other way to describe this? I don't know another way to talk about it.
She makes a sound effect about, adult time.
Yeah. So here's my question, because I don't know enough about how this works. My wife and I have made a little money on TikTok. We've got a few videos that have, millions of views. But I know how that works because we're in them. She was being interviewed for someone else's video, and she has now been stitched millions of times. She's showing up in millions of videos. There are several companies doing t-shirts. There are political t-shirts made to look like her saying, she's running for president. There are caps with her phrase and slogan, logo, whatever on it now that she said. She doesn't get any of that money, does she?
I don't believe so. Unless she comes forward, because I don't even know that they've been able to locate her.
Unless she comes forward and says, hey, this is my official t-shirt or whatever, because she consented to the interview for somebody else's TikTok.
Sure.
So they don't have to pay her. They're out on the street. And that interview has now been seen tens of millions of times and stitched tens of millions of times. And I keep thinking, this girl is super social media. She's super TikTok famous right now. And I don't think she's made a penny out of that.
I don't think so. Not yet.
She may have been seen 100 million times. And the guy that conducted the interview, who you would know to save your life, is the guy that makes all the money on that deal.
Sure. Yeah, it's terrible.
It's like,
isn't it?
man,
yeah,
she's not making a dime off of that.
You always feel bad for those people that see viral fame, in an instant and they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, but most people don't know what to do with it.
Because it didn't start on her account. It's not something she doesn't own the account, so the money can't go to her. She consented to be interviewed. Like, she can't sue them or anything.
Yeah.
They might not even know who she is.
Yeah.
They might have just stopped her and talked, because she's on the street outside a bar, I think in Nashville somewhere.
Yeah. She got to come out. She got to show her face.
But you got to capitalize somehow.
Sure.
It could be seen 100 million times easy, and she doesn't make a penny off of it, which is kind of messed
brutal.
up. But
it's brutal.
But it's nobody's fault. It just it just happened.
Yeah.
It's wild.
This is Ace and Friends.
We're here with our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies. And, Richard, people have credit card bills and they need to use that equity, don't they?
That's right. They use the equity in your home, restructure your debt, save yourself a bunch of money. And it's easy. We've got the instant equity. It's simple. They make you an offer. You can close in 4 days, get your money that quick. Ace, you've done it.
Yeah, I've done it. It'll change your life in virtually no time. Starts with a free 5-minute phone call, 704-800-4719, or online at homewithrichard.com. The Richard Toccato Companies.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
Meal delivery services are a big thing right now, but Table and Twine is your local meal delivery service. The meals are fresh, not frozen like national chains. Plus, their meals start at just $7.99 a serving. Take back that time in your day, leave the shopping, preparation, and cooking to Table and Twine. Get details at tableandtwine.com. That's tableandtwine.com.
This is Ace and Friends.
So summer is officially underway. It officially began Thursday with the summer solstice. The longest day of the year was Thursday. Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, that's what that means. But every time I think about summer, I think back to like summer job. My first summer jobs, so to speak, were mowing yards. Now, and I don't know that anybody does that anymore. I don't know. I know around here there are so many companies that's become such a big business. We were just a bunch of kids, and we'd go around our neighborhood, make little flyers, and put them in everybody's mailbox. Hey, call us. Call me if you need your yard mowed. And you'd go and be like $20 every time you mowed their yard, or $15, whatever it was. And you had to hustle because there were other kids out there hustling, putting their flyers out. You needed to be the first one out. You need to get in touch with the people you did the year before.
Mm-hmm.
You might end up with, I might have had 4 clients, so to speak,
regularly.
Yeah, come every week, or come every 2 weeks, every 10 days. Come mow my yard, okay?
Yeah.
And you would just go mow the yard, and they'd give you money, and it's like, man, I got $80 this month.
Yeah, I made flyers for myself when I was a kid, and I used the Stone Cold Steve Austin skull on it, and nobody responded.
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, people are going to love this part.
Do you think possibly your flyers to mow their yard might have been a little intense?
That's exactly what it was.
Like, I just would like to have my yard mowed.
Yeah, but it was daggum Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah. I was hoping
if you want me to mow your yard, you give me a hell yeah.
Oddly, nobody responded.
And I know you thought, Rob, damn, these are cool.
Yeah.
These are so damn cool. I can't wait to get these. People are going to freak out when they see these in their mailbox.
Did you have like a funny line about Stone Cold in your pitch?
I don't remember. The only thing I remember was that it was like, took up almost half the page.
Just a big skull.
Yeah, maybe they lost the message because there's a massive skull at the top of the page.
Yeah, they probably just looked at it and went, all right, cool. And then they just kept going.
Rob 316 says I should mow your yard this summer.
Exactly.
Not one response.
No.
Oh man.
Like, that's a weird flyer for a lawnmower service.
That's a lot.
I was gonna come over in jean shorts too.
Hell yeah.
That would have been even better.
Damn it.
How many do you think you put out, Rob?
Well, we had it's a communal mailbox.
Yeah.
So I just put it on each side of the communal mailbox.
And nobody was not one response.
No, and then it got water messed it all up, and I didn't want to print anymore because I was disheartened.
So much printer ink too.
It certainly was. And this was when printer ink was expensive.
Yeah.
Your mom was like, "Okay, come on, just 20 more, Mom."
Yeah. Nobody called. Then we're not doing it again. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe make the skull smaller.
This is Ace and Friends.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin. If you want all of the heating, air, and electrical work in your house done by the very best, then you need Bradham Brothers. They've been a family business thriving for over 50 years, and that means they're doing something right. Go to Bradham Brothers.
This is Ace and Friends.
What you're about to hear is not really that bad, but if you have kids in the car or kids around, you might want to shoo them away for a second. You want to hear this. Because it's not bad, but it's kind of, I don't know, kind of what makes it funny is that this mom can't pronounce a particular word. She's getting a drink. Is she at a park?
She's at Dutch Bros.
Okay. And, the coffee company.
Yeah.
And she's ordering a specific coffee, and mom has a little bit of trouble with this particular word.
Hi. What can I get you? Can I get the anal highlighter? The annihilator? Yeah, that one. Yeah. You want hot ice or blended?
the anal hiator?
Can I get the anal hiator? You mean the annihilator?
That one.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
The anal hiator. Ay.
And it's her daughter filming, so she must know that she can't say the word.
I guess
she's
not.
going to be funny. I'm going to film this.
I think I'm going to get the anal highlighter. She said, hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Don't go pull up there yet. I got to get my phone.
Yeah.
Hi. What can get you? Can I get the anal highlighter? The annihilator? Yeah, that one. You want hot iced or blended?
She doesn't miss a beat either. She's like, the Annihilator?
That girl's like, I've heard it before. It's
Yeah. What a weird name for a drink, though.
Yeah.
And the Annihilator. That sounds like an energy drink.
It's a coffee company.
I bet it's a very potent coffee.
Annihilator.
Annihilator. A nutty blend with espresso.
I wonder if the barista thought it was the lady trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Or just didn't want to embarrass her, like she couldn't say it. Like, I've got to make sure I know what she said, but I'm not going to make any other comment or face, so just keep going.
Yeah. No, she probably
you wouldn't think the mom. You see the mom in the video, you wouldn't think she's being dirty or anything like that.
Yeah. I remember working in retail, and a woman came in and asked if we sold brassieres. And I remember, like, thinking in my head, like, brassieres? And she was, like, not an old woman.
But that's an old word.
It's an old word. I was like,
old
brassiere.
word.
And I told everybody, I was like, she just asked if we sold brassieres. It's like, that's a bra, right? Like, yeah.
A bra.
A bra.
Yeah, Riggins has always found this funny, but I take care of my stepmom who's in a nursing home. I take care of her stuff, who's in a nursing home in Louisiana. And one of the things I had to do one time, I was there on vacation, and I went and checked on her, and she had some new bras, so I had to go to Walmart and buy bras for a 75-year-old lady.
For your stepmom's bras.
That's not what you picture when you think stepmom's bras. I'll tell you that.
There's not.
That's not what I was buying is not what you're getting on the internet.
No.
We came here to have a good time. This is Ace and Friends.
Our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies is here, and we're talking about home improvement. That doesn't just mean, like, my wife thinks our home would improve if I left it. That's not what that means, is it?
Yeah, for Jody, that would probably help her out. But for everybody else, we need a sun deck or they want a backyard kitchen. It's an easy phone call to 704-800-4719 or log on to homewithrichard.com.
Now, you've got the money in your home. Let Richard find it. HomeWithRichard.com. It's the Richard Toccato Companies.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
When it comes to buying or selling a house, there are all kinds of people that can help you do that, but not like the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. They are so much more than just real estate salespeople. Find out by going to acetj.com/Temple team.
This is Ace and Friends.
Our very own Tech D Rob is about to blow you away because he posted his karaoke performance last night on his Instagram.
Yeah.
And we've all known Rob could sing. Rob's a very good singer.
Thank you.
And he's done some singing in the past. We know he for a long time he didn't miss karaoke. He was like a karaoke regular. He had a set list and everything. Yeah. He had a first song, a second song, and a closer for his last time up. What was the closer?
It used to be "Don't Stop Believing."
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
After I sing that, my voice is gone.
Okay. But he performed recently, and you're going to hear him, and he's fantastic at it. I'm not saying he's not at all. I listened to the crowd. The crowd is what caught my attention, because listen to the crowd noise before Rob begins singing, listen to the crowd noise after Rob begins singing. All right. Now, people have gotten up to start to dance now.
Yeah.
And what do you notice about the crowd? You can hear Rob a lot clearer because people stopped talking.
Yeah.
The volume of the crowd came down, and you hear there's a moment there the first time Rob hits one of those notes that people are like, you hear people going, oh, hey.
Yeah.
Other than this one lady you can hear loud, nobody else is really talking.
When you poured out your heart, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high.
Get out of here, boy. Look at that. That's awesome,
That
Rob.
boy
That is
good.
awesome.
Thank you.
That is awesome. But that's what struck me the first time I watched it was like, oh, there's a moment there where you hear the crowd and you hear, people got it off. They're like, hey, hang on a second. This guy can sing. Watch this, That's fantastic.
Lighters in the air.
Yeah, well, people got up, couples were up dancing together to it. Right? That's got to be pretty flattering.
It was great. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Did it give you the fever to get back in there on the karaoke mix?
I mean, I'll go to karaoke any weekend.
Are you going to play card games or go to karaoke?
I mean, karaoke's at night, card games during the day. We can do both.
Okay.
That's a full day right there.
You daggum right.
Card games.
This is Ace and Friends.
We're here with our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies. And, you know, richer people have credit card bills, and they need to use that equity, don't they?
That's right. Use the equity in your home, restructure your debt, save yourself a bunch of money, and it's easy. We've got the instant equity. It's simple. They make you an offer. You can close in 4 days, get your money that quick. Ace, you've done it.
Yeah, I've done it. It'll change your life in virtually no time. Starts with a free 5-minute phone call, 704-800-4719, or online at homewithrichard.com. The Richard Toccato Company.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
They say there are only two things certain in life: sweet deals at Sweet Dreams and taxes.
And only one of those is certain this month.
Which one?
The sweet deals at Sweet Dreams.
What about the taxes?
No sales tax the entire month of April at Sweet Dreams.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And don't call me Shirley.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and pay no sales tax during the month of April. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Ace and Friends.
All right, strap in for a quick run around a few things you might find interesting. Number one, a poll found that Americans have taken fewer vacation days than any other country in the world. That's right. We're number one. Americans take the fewest vacation days in the world. The average American gets 12 days off a year, and 53% of Americans don't use all of their 12 days. Now, I keep thinking, man, for the national average to be 12, compared to how much time we take off on this show from time to time, we're skewing it.
Those well-deserved vacation days is a little bit higher than 12.
Which reminds me, we do need to figure out the next week that we're going to take off after the one coming up.
Yeah, I think we take 25 days a year.
All right, don't.
It's 5 weeks.
You don't have to say it out loud.
Oh, okay. Well,
We take enough time off.
We take
need to.
well-deserved times off.
Exactly.
okay. Fair enough. Y'all don't want me to talk about it. There's
You don't need to rub it in people's faces. Come on,
I didn't mean to rub it in people's faces. I was just sharing.
y'all take only a week. Whoo, that sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck.
We're putting our feet up.
Not true. Okay.
I got some lounging coming up.
I want to see this. I'm not going to be able to watch it this weekend, but maybe on our vacation that's coming up soon, I'll be able to watch this. There's a Brat Pack documentary on Hulu. Andrew McCarthy, who is a member of the Brat Pack, did this documentary. Are you familiar? Are y'all familiar with the Brat Pack? It's essentially the group of people that did St. Elmo's Fire. Yeah. It's that group of, in the 80s, young actors and actresses. Demi Moore, Emilio Estevez, who else was in the Brat Pack?
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe was in the Brat Pack.
You said Emilio Estevez, right?
Yeah, Rob Lowe, Demi Moore, Judd Nelson, Ali Sheedy.
Was Ralph Macchio?
Andrew McCarthy. No, he wasn't considered a member of the Brat Pack. Okay. It was this group, and they kind of did in different setups, combinations rather. They did different movies together. But they're all the people that did St. Elmo's Fire, and then they kind of became the Brat Pack because they kept doing different movies together through the years. But anyway, his documentary that's out now. John Cryer was a part of the Brat Pack. I think Molly Ringwald was considered part of it, but it's become very successful. It's playing to rave reviews on Hulu. And I guess because Andrew McCarthy was in the Brat Pack and he's the one doing the interviews and putting it, they all were willing to speak to him for the first time, that all of them talked about it. And now it seems they want to do a St. Elmo's Fire sequel. St. Elmo's Fire was a big movie about these kids who were coming out of college. They all graduated college together and moved into the real world and what their lives were like. Very good movie. Anyway, no word of a script. Apparently, it's just an idea that's being bounced around that this may launch a new version of St. Elmo's Fire for them, or a follow-up version of St. Elmo's Fire. And you ever been last call at a bar and thought, I'm going to finish this drink and then I'm going to run to the dentist?
Oh, what?
They did a survey and asked people which places they think should be open 24/7. More than half of the people said grocery stores and pharmacies should be open all the time. All the time. Some are.
Yeah,
Some are.
pharmacy is more likely than a grocery store.
Yeah. Other places they feel should be open all the time. Primary care doctors. 29% of people said that. The post office, the bank should be open 24 hours a day. No.
The bank.
I mean, plus you've got online banking, and for the most part, it is open 24 hours a day.
I think that'd be dangerous overnight for banks.
Yeah, and the dentist. 19% of people said the dentist. Now, I realize what they're saying is the only reason they don't want it overnight for a cleaning or a checkup or, something like that. In case of an emergency, they don't want to have to call an emergency number. You would just go right to the dentist or right to the doctor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But in a way, the doctor is open 24 hours a day. There's the emergency room.
Yeah,
it's always there.
Sure.
Yeah, or an urgent care close to you that's open. So some of those are kind of open in different ways.
I just want to go to the bank at 3 a.m. Why can't this happen?
I need to see about that small business loan.
Yeah,
right now.
What are you doing?
This is Ace and Friends.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
A lot of Diet Coke.
I don't know.
When we worked in a radio station for years, Riggins drank a Diet Coke every day.
Almost, yeah. Pretty much
every day. Pretty much every day.
It's like a reward.
Did you have one at home every day also? If you didn't
Sometimes.
have, like on Saturdays and Sundays, would you still have one at home?
Yeah, I might get one for like the weekend.
Yeah. But pretty much every day he had a Diet Coke. Well, here's a lady who says, I'll let you'll know what she says about you. Here we go.
Things I'm convinced people are lying about liking, and there's only one on this list. And it's going to rattle an entire community, but I don't care. I need to speak my truth, and I really feel this way. There is no possible way on any planet that you think a Diet Coke tastes good. I'm sorry. Diet Coke is disgusting. Diet Coke is stale. It tastes like it tastes like a stale Coke. Just have a Coke. Just have a regular Coke.
No. It doesn't taste the same.
It doesn't.
It doesn't taste the same.
Well, she's saying, that's the point.
Well, she says that Diet Coke tastes like stale Coke.
I don't think it tastes anything like regular Coke, to be
I don't
honest.
think so either.
Yeah.
It's got a distinct taste.
Yeah. Let there be no doubt. Diet Coke, and I'll drink a Diet Coke, it's not even in the ballpark of being as good as a regular Coke.
Right.
Yeah, in an ideal scenario, yeah, you want a regular Coke that's ice cold, preferably a glass bottle. You want those things, but
you can't drink that without feeling guilty about it anymore.
What, a regular Coke?
A regular Coke.
Yeah,
At least for me.
you can.
I feel guilty as soon as I crack it open.
Why?
I drink the whole thing because you should. It's full of sugar. Sugar's bad for you.
Yeah, I see it as I never drink one. I see it as a treat for myself now. But if you go a long time without having one, I've talked about that before. That's one of those things that in life it hits me like a ton of bricks. That first sip of an ice cold Coke when you haven't had a Coke in months, it's like, oh gosh, that was just when it's crisp and fresh. It's just like bam.
Incredible.
I feel like most of the sodas end up being that way though, because except for Pepsi, but Mountain Dew, you go back to a regular Mountain Dew,
just gets in your system.
God.
You turn into like Venom, like when Spider-Man turns into you Hulk out. Just get pumps through your veins.
I got a regular Mountain Dew a few weeks ago when I was driving back from the beach. I was like, oh, God, this is so good. Oh, this drive is going to be so good with this Mountain Dew, boy. And it was, too. Amanda was asleep. The baby was asleep. And I was just like, oh, me and this Mountain Dew just making sweet love going down the highway.
Follow Ace and Friends on all social media platforms at Ace Cannon Media. More Ace and Friends coming up.
Hey, radio family, we've got a new way to win. Ace TJ Prime Rewards. Win great stuff like gift cards, Ace and TJ merch, concert tickets, and exclusive money can't buy experiences. Win it all with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. It's so easy. Download the Ace and TJ Family app in your app store or at acetj.com/app and start winning with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. New winners every week. Fun and free. Get the app and play Ace TJ Prime Rewards. We always knew you were a winner. Now it's your chance to prove it. Get the app today.